Hi everyone. So let us start the topic for today, that is in CBSE Social Science textbook, Democratic Politics 2, Power Sharing is our lesson for today. Okay, so before we get into the lesson, what is democracy? We being Indians staying in a democratic country, we have got the essence of it. Democracy is the people will elect their representatives, and those representatives will rule the nation, which is guided by the constitution, right? That is our policy. But basically it is by the people, for the people, and to the people, right? Sorry, of the people. Now, this democracy means we are sharing the powers and authorities to many people. No, a single person cannot rule a country like India. Similarly, there are many countries with multiple cultures and huge population, diverse traditions, etc. So when there are different things available for us to deliver a single power, it is really impossible. Let us take an example. We go to class 5 or class 6 or class 10. We sit there. We get same age or same age student. So we can deliver them the content based on their age. But you go to a class where the class contains different religion people like Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, etc. So you can't go there and start teaching Ramayana, because the Hindus will be interested, or they can accept the things which you are telling. The others may not. Maybe few people will be interested only because they feel it, yes, let me understand the other religions also. Let me take it as a general knowledge. So that might be a feeling for that 1 or 2%, but not everyone will entertain, isn't it? So this is called the multiple traditions or cultures. When we have a category or a population with different options and different tastes, we need to give them what is required for them. Okay, you have to, like, you go to a hotel and you order what you like. The hotel person cannot tell you this is what I have, you have to eat. So that way will not work. So that is called democracy. So democracy is, we will understand the population, we will give them what is required, and we will also take up the challenges and we will alter our ruling. So there are many countries which have adopted democracy. Even when India got its independence, before it gets its independence, they formed a committee called Drafting Committee. Along with Mr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, many people joined and they wrote the constitution, which became our dictionary, or it became our Bible for throughout the years to follow it, right? So during that time also, Mr. Ambedkar took references of many other democratic countries, how they are ruling, how is their constitution, etc. So now, in today's session, according to power sharing, what is power and sharing? Power is some authority that is shared among many people. Even if it is in a school or in a college, not single person can rule. Let's say a principal needs multiple people under them. For example, the teachers, the assistant teachers, the coordinators, the mentors, then the helpers, attenders, many more people, the office people, teaching and non-teaching, etc. Similarly, to rule a country, we need somebody to take up that authority. It is not a single person, but multiple persons. Okay? So that is power sharing. In this chapter, we will be talking about two important countries, that is Belgium and Sri Lanka. So why these two countries? Because both of these countries have multiple cultured people, multiple linguistic people, that is, who speak more than 1 or 2 languages, and they have diverse traditions, beliefs, faith, etc. So for a country like that, there will be no unity. Even we are a country who has a maximum number of Hindus, and then the minorities like Muslims, Christians, etc. So that is why for countries like this, democratic model is applied. Okay, so Belgium had a different problem, and even Sri Lanka had a different problem, which fought in several civil wars, which ended recently in 2009. So for such countries, what was the problem and what was the solution adopted? That is what we are going to discuss. Okay. So we'll start off with Belgium. So to understand what is Belgium and its basics or introduction. Belgium is a very small country in Europe. Okay, Belgium is a small country in Europe, and if you want to compare Belgium to any of our state, we can consider Haryana or smallest states. Haryana has about only less than 1 crore or 80 lakhs people staying there, which we can relate to Belgium. It is such a small country which can be compared to our state Haryana in population as well as in the area, that is the distance, the length and breadth of the country. Then this Belgium shares its borders with Germany, France, okay, and Netherlands. And there is a capital for Belgium, it is called Brussels. Okay. Continuing further, so, and there is one more country called Luxembourg. So you have to remember the 4 countries which surround the Belgium. Then, so this is the to understand about its physical features. Coming to its internal problems or internal features, it consists of 4 categories of people. Basically 3 important categories according to their languages. Okay, so the Belgium consists 3 kind of people according to the languages. That is, few people speak French and few speak Dutch. Dutch is the language which is spoken in the Netherlands. Okay. So, and some people speak Germany. Okay, if you want to take the statistic, 40% people who live in Wallonia region, that is towards the south. Okay, if you consider the north, south, east and west, almost towards the south in the Wallonia region, people about 40% will speak French. Okay, and people above, that is the northern parts of this, they speak Dutch. That is 59% of people speak Dutch. Only 1% of people speak Germany, and they stay in the borders. Can you see? See, Germany is this side, hence they speak. Okay, Netherlands will be here, and definitely France will be this side, because France people are below who speak 40% and above it is 59% and Germany 1%. So now you might have arised at what will be the problem here, because we have different kinds of people who speak different languages. Definitely there will be a problem of ruling now, because who is the majority here? It is the Dutch people, but the consequence is not about the majority, the minorities. Okay, since French people are 40% and they are basically rich, and they live in area where they get all kind of facilities and they have got their properties. Whereas the 59% of Dutch people, they got the benefits of the country. That is, like in our country, we have the minorities, like we will not take up the caste name, but minorities means people who are less in number. Okay, you take up any religion. Basically, Hindus are more in our country. You can consider others as minorities. So for the minorities, there will be certain preferences. For example, for scheduled caste and tribe, there will be free subscriptions for some things, and there will be even if they get the lower percentage, they will be allowed to take up seats in many colleges or schools, and they will get some government jobs even if they have got less marks, isn't it? So this is called, we are giving them privileges, we are giving them benefits. So that's what happened, because these people were in majority and these people were in minority, they got privileges, that is special benefits, and this created problem in the future. We'll see what is it. So the minority French speaking community, that is 40% of the French people, they were powerful and rich, whereas the Dutch, who were in majority, they enjoyed the benefits. Because they are rich, they enjoyed the benefits. It is opposite to Indian condition. Here, people who are less in number got privileges, but there, people who are more in number got the privileges. It is opposite then. So the economic development and education, whatever it is, these majority people got maximum benefits. Later, this led to some problems in the some problem in Belgium. It arose, and even in the power sharing, it brought many problems like Brussels being the capital city. The Brussels being capital city, for even this, people started fighting. That is what the French people said, that I want Brussels and these people said we want to occupy Brussels. So this continued and continued. Okay, then this is the situation in Belgium. Now let us take up the situation of Sri Lanka. We have only discussed the problem because there is different people talking different languages. Here the French and the Dutch speaking people started fighting. This is what the scenario. Then so then comes Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is our neighboring country and it is part of Asian country. Previously we took a European, that is Arab continent. Now Sri Lanka. Okay, Sri Lanka is about a few kilometers far from the southern part of India. That is, if we take from Tamil Nadu, the distance is very small. Almost if there is land route available, we can cover that within half a day. Okay, so and it is a island country. So we would have seen, right? Sri Lanka is here. It is surrounded by water all the sides. Whereas we are a peninsular country, only 3 sides water. But for Sri Lanka, it is almost it is an island. Okay, it is very few, it is just a few kilometers from Tamil Nadu to Sri Lanka. Then it can also be compared to the state of India, that is Haryana, which only has about less than 2 crore population here. Okay, here what happens we'll see. So in Sri Lanka there are 2 segments, that is 2 people are there, 2 kinds of people. That is, one is Sinhalans, other one is the Tamil speakers. So based on language again, they speak Sinhala language, it's a different type of language, and the others are Tamil speakers. So about 74% people are Sinhala language speakers, about 18% are the Tamil speakers. Rest of the 8 or 6% is, rest of the 8% speaks different languages like English or anybody who has migrated from other countries. Now, these Tamil people are again divided into 2 types. One is the people who stayed in Sri Lanka since long ages. Okay, so those are called as the Sri Lankan Tamils. Whereas in the olden days, the few of Indians started migrating to the Sri Lanka for plantation, that is to grow the crops, or they just went and settled, okay, because it is a nearby country, right? So that is why. So those settled people who have established their own properties and their ancestors have given them, so those are called Indian Tamils. Now, the problem is between the Sinhalas and Tamils, because you can see who is the majority. It is 74% are Sinhalas. And slowly what happened is, in Sri Lanka, in the year in 1948, they formed a policy. About that policy is called majoritarians, which means whoever is more in numbers can form their rules. Since Sinhalas were more in number, they started forming their own rules, or they started a government and started electing the representatives. Even Tamilians also has participated in the elections or any other political issues, but majority were Sinhalas and they used to win the contest or win the elections. And they started taking all the privileges like government jobs or any higher authority power or any rule that have to be passed. It is all the Sinhala's decision. Okay, and slowly they made Sinhala language as the official language of Sri Lanka. Okay, and other thing is, most of the people in Sri Lanka are Buddhist. That is, the Sinhalas are Buddhist, whereas the Tamilians are Hindus, and few of them are Muslims and Christians. Okay, basically it is a Buddhist country. Now, because these Sinhalas started taking the power or the authority on overall the country, Again, after few years, some of the political leaders, some of the revolutionaries, for example, in India, we had Bhagat Singh, we had Subhash Chandra Bose, so many people, and Mahatma Gandhi. Different people have different way of fighting, but here they started a revolutionary war. That is, fight for your need. So several civil wars took up. Civil wars are a kind of wars which happens because of which is a fight for their need. Okay, it happened also in Africa for slave. In America also it took place for discriminating white and black Americans like that. So in Sri Lanka, several civil wars were happened. It started in almost 1948 and it ended in 2009. Till 2009, there was struggle for the power. Okay, so again, we understood what are the problems in Sri Lanka. Now let us move on. We understand what is the policy that these people adopted. So this was the problem in Belgium and Sri Lanka. Now, what did these Belgium people do to correct themselves or to give a best governance? So the Belgian leaders understood the cultural differences. That is, there are different types of people and there is different types of languages as well. So based on this, they started to amend their constitution. Amending is what you go and add up few things. Okay, it's like we make a rule now that 9 o'clock is the class, but we also add an amendment telling that up to 9:05 you have a provision to come in. So it can be a modification or additions. Okay, so that amendment was done in the Belgian constitution. It successfully happened from in the year 1970 to 1993. Almost 23 years there were some additions added. Depending on the situation, they started a new rule, people were adjusted, again some other problem came, they started a one more rule, so it kept on amended. And what are those changes that the leaders did here? So what they did is, they first told the French and Dutch speaking people, that we will form a common government where 50% of the people will be from French speaking community and 50% from Dutch speaking community. So together now they are going to form a government. Forget about Germany is speaking people. Okay, they were not considered since they are only 1%. Okay, so this is the government form, and there is one more government which is prepared for them, that is community government. See, in India we have only two types of government. One is central government and other one is state government. Central government is the head. They will give all the powers and rules, regulations. It is centralized to each and every people, that is for state governments. There are multiple chief ministers and the series of ministers who take up the work in each state, correct? But here we have three types. One is the French and the Dutch speaking community formed together one particular government. So this was central government. And they even had state governments. So state government basically consists of the majorities. Let's say, as I told you in the Belgium map, people whoever stays in the northern part, let's say they are all Dutch speaking people, so they will have their own government. So only Dutch people will rule them, Dutch speaking people. Whereas here only French speaking people will be ruling. And for together, for the whole country, they have a central government which has 50 and 50%. Then what is this community government? This is a government which only solves the problems which arise because of culture, education, any language problems, tradition, etc. So any problems which comes in these segments is handled by community government again. Okay, so it is quite confusing, or it is even for the Belgian people, it is to accept different types of rules from three different governments, it is a challenge. But after amending, they have not come up with any problems. People are staying in the country, accepting the rules. But it is quite confusing because three different rules. For example, for us, the central government says something, the state governments promote something else. So we get confused, right? But here they have three governments. Each people take each decisions. So that might confuse people. So these are the three types of government. And they also told one more thing, that any decisions that has to be made in Belgium is always concerned to the majority of people who opt for a particular decision. Which is, let us say they feel that lockdown has to be done in the government due to COVID-19. So who will take this decision? They will go back to the central government, they will check for majority, because there are 50% Dutch and 50% French speaking people, right? What if 40% says it is, yes, lockdown should happen, and only 20% people say lockdown should not happen here, right? So they will take the overall percentage, majority of people what they opt for, and certain selected leaders from the communities will give the decision. So indirectly what they are trying to tell us is, any decision is not subjected to an individual person, but it is subjected to some of the learned people, or some of the what to say, the politically advanced and studied people, or it also depends upon the majority. Okay, so this is what they are trying to tell. So this is the problem in Belgium. Now, the problem is solved using this power sharing. So how they have shared the power, it is central government, state government and community government. Let us see what happens for it. So then what happened? The Brazil was considered as their capital. Even today, if you go to Brazil and if you watch any board there, they will have two different languages. Like for us, if it is a shop name, then it will be, if we are staying in Karnataka, so we will have it in Kannada and in English. English, because though it is not our official language, to make it easy to people, because most of the population can understand English and read English. So we have in Kannada and English. Similarly, if we go to Tamil Nadu, we will have their official language along with the English, right? Or maximum it will be in Hindi, correct? But for them, it is one it is Dutch, another one is the French. Both languages will be written. The same shop name with two different languages. Okay, so this is what the impact happened in Belgium.